Hi, this is Matt Ricketts, President and Chief Experience Officer of Better Life Maids. I know some of us have met, some of us haven't, but I'm happy to introduce myself today on behalf of Maid Central and hopefully give you an idea of why we chose Maid Central for Better Life Maids and why we believe it's the software that's going to be the last software that we choose to run our business, and it's going to take us from here till the day we sell, the day that robots take over cleaning. I think it's just that good. So our experience prior to Maid Central was we were using 5 different softwares to run our business, and we've always been a very tech-forward company. We've always thought about what is going to improve the client experience, and having 5 different softwares didn't really do that for us. That was a big problem, but we had good software. It's just managing all of it. So we had time and attendance software, right, for our techs, scheduling software, and we had some pretty unique stuff with our scheduling software. We had good scheduling software. It had online booking. It had a lot of cool things. So what we needed to find was something that could replace all these great features we had, right within there. And it was pretty well integrated into QuickBooks, but there were some issues with how that worked, and we wanted an improvement in our accounting, and that was, a big part of it too, is that the accounting wasn't all that good in our last software because we just didn't trust the connection to QuickBooks, things like that. Sales, we used an outside software to manage our sales because, a lead would come in and we'd want to have this strong follow-up process. Automations, so we were using an outside software to kind of trigger those, and we wanted to be able to replace that. And the final thing was quality management and staff time and attendance, all in one piece. So the only thing that we really found was Maid Central, and Tom introduced me to his software through some mutual projects we were working on, and he wasn't selling it at the time. I asked him, I need to be on this software. How do we do this? So he had to actually rebuild the software from something that was just built for his business as a standalone piece to something that he could share with me, and then now with all of you. And so I'm excited just to kind of share our initial experience and what we kind of gained with moving to the software. So the first thing we noticed is the transition went pretty smooth. So we had to get all our client data over to Maid Central, and they programmed it all in and made the transition pretty smooth and seamless. We were up and running in 30 days, and I know that's a big fear. Switching softwares, you want it to be a smooth process, and it will be with Maid Central if you put in the work. We were up and running, really we could have been up and running in 2 weeks, but we wanted to match all of our monthlies. So we let it run a month, 30 days to make sure all of our monthlies were checked and double checked and that both softwares were matched. And that was a very smooth process. Once we were up and running, the first thing we really, really noticed was our workload on our managers was dramatically decreased. We were spending less time pulling keys in the morning because there's great reports on how to find out who has keys, what teams get them, just something simple like that where you don't even think about it. You might have some system in place that's pretty great, but we used to have to kind of go through on each work order and double check and make sure that we had keys pulled. Where with Maid Central, when you're dispatching for the day, all of that's pulled and ready to go. So that is just something that is dramatically easier. So dispatching is much quicker. Finding routes that are going to get all of your staff working close together in a geographical area so they're not driving all over town. We used to spend a lot of time reworking our routes, and there's a lot of automations with that. There's a lot of automation in just how you do billing. We save hours a day on billing. It's basically one click and you're done. Automatically processes credit cards. If you do a lot of batch billing where you have commercial customers, it records all those invoices and you can batch bill very easily at the end of the month, where you're not having to manually. We used to have to take all the jobs for a month for our commercial customers and then export them to Excel sheet and then manually put them into QuickBooks. So that was a huge time suck. That was something I did, and that probably saves me 10 hours a month of not doing that. Now I just go through the billing for all those commercial accounts, and it takes me 5 minutes. So I still act like it takes me a lot of time, so my staff thinks I'm working hard. But no, it is a very improved process for me, and it trickles down. And so all that time and energy that your staff were spending, on sales, working between two systems and quality management, and going through to QuickBooks and making sure everything is right for your billing and things like that. All that time can now be spent on giving your staff one-on-one attention. That's what we really poured into this. Like, we're saving on average about 4 hours a day of management. That's half of a manager that I don't have to pay, right? If I wanted to, I could be more efficient. But what we turned that into we need to give our staff more attention. We need to give our clients more attention. So we used all that savings to improve our customer service, to improve our human resources, to improve our retention of our number one resource, our human capital. So that's a big thing. So I'll talk a little bit about Maid Central, but I really think you just need to get a demo and check it out. The coolest thing is it's an integrated solution, right? It's one software that has all the functionality you need to run your business, and it's not just slapped together. This is well thought out. 20 years of development built into a software that's going to last. It's built to last another 20 years. Most of us won't own our businesses. That's if they did nothing to improve it today. It's light years ahead of anything else that's out there, and it's built in a way that's going to continue to grow and improve. And the roadmap for improvement keeps getting better as more and more users come on the platform, good ideas come into the platform. We're seeing massive improvements every single time we get a new strong user on and they bring some ideas into the system that we maybe didn't necessarily think about before. And things like how we do surveys and adding tip lines. That's just a new feature that came in. It's just a simple thing. The automations are improving rapidly, where you can improve your workflows through automations, improve your sales process through automations. But so let me talk about what we really use the software for. So we have online booking. That's important to us. So that's still built into the software. But leads are still captured. You still have a way, if you don't want to do online booking, to just do a lead capture. We make all of our leads come through Maid Central, and when they do so, then we have a lead captured in Maid Central. If they don't continue to online booking, we have a follow-up process that's automated in the software. So we create next steps of call this person, text this person, or some automatic emails that are triggered to follow up with them. And that's really important. You don't want to just call somebody once. You want to basically make your salespeople call them five times is a pretty good rule of thumb. Have some texts in there, have some emails in there. We have it set up for 15 points of contact before they go into a drip marketing campaign. So that 15 points of contact is not all phone calls. It's some text messaging and some other automation, but it's over a few weeks. And that seems like a lot. And if you don't want to do that, you can customize it to how you want it to be as your points of contact. It's flexible in that regard. But it's important, and that was built into the software, and I found that to be really important. So sales and sales follow-up, that's huge to us, and it has really good data on those things. So you can actually see, because all your leads are coming in one software, you can see how many leads you had, how many leads turn into quotes where you actually got a hold of somebody, gave them a price, how many of those quotes turn into sales, whether it's one-time sales or whether it's just or whether it's a recurring sale, which is what we all want. We want that recurring revenue stream. That's what our businesses are all about. So you can track that, and you're not just guessing. You have real data, and you're not having to go back through multiple softwares like your analytics or other things to find this out. It's all there, built right into Maid Central, right in your sales dashboard. Great reporting. That's the other thing, is you know to a number how many customers you have, how much money each customer is worth to you. What's the value of each visit for that customer based on how efficient you are on that property. There's just so much data that you can take after the sales follow-up to really see whether that customer is a good fit for you, and whether when it's time to do renewals and raise prices, or however you go about increasing your customer prices every year. You can actually see which customers cost you more, and which customers you can probably just leave alone because you're making $100 an hour in that house because they're just such an easy customer. It goes smooth there. There's never any breakage. There's never any problems, no complaints. You can pull all that data in Maid Central all in one place and really know the value of a customer. So that's pretty important. The scheduling functionality of Maid Central is incredible. On the process of when you're first doing a sale, you can actually try and find jobs that are within a 1 mile radius, or you can set the radius. If you work in a bigger geographic area. I work in a city. You can see behind me, lots of houses, and we are very tightly populated areas. So we want to work within a mile of a first house because, sometimes being 5 miles down the road can take 30 minutes with traffic. That's not so bad, but if I can just be at the next house in 10 minutes, saves me a lot of windshield time that's wasted. And windshield time, you're not making money. So Maid Central helps us really reduce that windshield time with the scheduling tools that it has, from the first visit to ongoing tools to really improve your routing. You can visualize where all your properties are and make adjustments based on geographic location or other factors that are important to you. But also you can put in rules, when you're creating scheduling for somebody, for example, this is a big deal to some of us, but like some people don't want to be first thing, or some people have to be first thing. It'll give you warnings, right? If you try and move somebody outside of the time frame that they have requested, it'll give you a flag and tell you, hey, you're making a mistake that's going to cost you money. So that's important, right? Like we all look at that and say, what is it that costs us money? And a lot of times it's, not meeting our customers' needs. So the scheduling functions within Maid Central allow you to put flags on what employees they want or what employees they don't want, what times that they need or what times they can't have. And there's different levels of priority. And based on those levels, you can create rules that allow you to not mess up, to make sure that you get there when they want you there, as best you can within the parameters of how you do business. But I'm willing to work with the customer as long as they don't have a million requests. Usually my rule is 3 special requests and that's it. Like if there's any more than that, then they're probably, not going to be a good fit, because we can't bend over, every single possibility, because, if they're asking for Tiffany on Tuesdays before 11, that's doable. But if they're asking for Tiffany and Samantha on Tuesdays before 11 and they want their house done a certain way with different cleaning products, things like that, then no, there's probably no way we're going to remember all that and be able to deliver them a good service. Even if we had the best software in the world, there's a human part of it too. But if you do that stuff, you can create really detailed notes within Maid Central, really detailed warnings and notifications to make sure that you're hitting all of those things for your customers. And I find that to be incredibly valuable. The other part of it is you have all of your staff are in Maid Central. This is where they clock in, they clock out. This is where they live. This is where they make their requests for time off. This is where they upload their notes if they were sick and they need to get an excused absence if you have that in your policy. But you can build your policy manual to really line up with the rules within Maid Central, and it's still flexible on that. So that's another thing. It's really great if you have maybe a complicated pay system, right? It can manage that. So if you are commission or if you're hourly or a mix of both, various different ways. We have a complicated pay system we call job share, where it's a mix of between we guarantee them hourly and a commission rate, and the difference between the two is what we call job share. So they always see their hourly first and foremost, but we want to show them that when they're efficient and when they take care of business, they make more money, and they're making themselves more money and they're making the company more money. So we call it job share, and it's fairly complicated, yet our payroll takes minutes now. It's very fast and efficient to pull reports from Maid Central, have all your payroll done in minutes. Even if you have an extremely complicated payroll system, you can make it work within Maid Central. So that's really important. And then all of your employee statistics are tracked within Maid Central. So your quality management is within your scheduling software. So your employees see the notes from the surveys that they get. They get their scores. They know where they stand. They have a score that's associated with them. In addition, all their time and attendance is tracked within there. So they have a time and attendance score based on rules that you set up. Whereas if you say a absence is, or a tardy is 4 tardies equals an absence or things like that, the system creates a score for them, and it flags them based on those rules that you create. And if they fall below a certain level, they go red in your reporting, and you know that there's a problem with that employee. So you have some really good tools to help manage your employees. You can track their efficiency all in one place. You can track their time and attendance all in one place, and you can track their quality all in one place. Really great quality management tools that are all built into the software that allow you to measure all the things that are important about an employee. Those are the 3 things that I look for in employee tracking: is time and attendance. Are they there every day? Are they on time? Are they delivering that first and foremost? That's, that goes a lot with all of our business, right? Are you there? And again, then next is what is their efficiency? Are they efficient when they're there? Like, are they making the company money by, being efficient and having their time really well thought out during their day and not taking, 4 extra breaks to Quick Trip and things like that aren't efficient, because that costs them money and it costs us money. So we want to be able to track that and be able to show them where there is some more efficiency that they can gain. And then finally, what are their quality scores? Are they taking care of their customers? Are their customers happy with them and want to keep doing business with them? We find that to be incredibly valuable, that they can see that all in one place. So those are some of the big overview things. And then me as an owner, what I really love is the reporting. I know every single day I can tell you how many customers we have, how many customers we've gained and lost in the last week, what's our revenue look like per day, what's our revenue look like a month from now on a given day, all dead accurate, all based on real numbers. So you have so much more information at your fingertips as a business owner, so much better reporting, and it's built for our industry. You're not having to use some tool that is kind of slapped together and it's really not for us, but we've kind of adapted it to be so, and it has some great features, but you just wish it was just a little bit better. This is it. This is what you've been looking for. I hope you will give it your utmost consideration. I'm really excited about getting more power users on board, just like you, that want to grow their businesses and want to help, really shape the best software in the industry moving forward. So have a great day. I hope this was helpful, and get your demo scheduled.